tea and it's hot like steam. Brutsy and Kitty, we're here to play. Life and gossip every single day. Laugh a little louder, who needs control? It's the Brutsy and Kitty show.
From trending news to the tales untold, spinning the wheel, let the stories unfold. Catch us in the vibe where the chatter grows, with a pair that keeps you on your toes. What's the buzz? What's the word? Spill it fast, haven't you heard?
Brutsy and Kitty, we're here to play. Life and gossip every single day. Laugh a little louder, who needs...
It's the Brutsy and Kitty show. Good afternoon, good people. You're watching Brutsy Entertainment. I am joined with the lovely Kitty as always. Kitty, how are you doing on this fabulous day?
I'm good, thank you. Annoyed, but I'm good. I'm good. I'm ready. I'm ready for war.
Ready for war. So the subject of the day, Gary Neville. Gary Neville, you can't get this. Why did he do it? I mean, a lot of people are saying that, you know, he was very stupid to even throw his sort of 2 pence into this sort of thing, because it's so divisive at the moment, where you pick a side where it appears to be left or right, or, you know.
He's known for being left anyway. I mean, I saw a post with it sat with Keir Starmer laughing and a statement that, you know, he's the best prime minister since Margaret Thatcher. Really? Really? He's not really. I'll be honest, right? And this, you know, I don't like Keir Starmer, but I don't think chance to actually show us what he can actually do. So I don't think you can make that statement. I think that's his statement to make, because the proof's in the pudding. It's like anything with a football manager. When they come in, it's no point saying he's the greatest football manager when he.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like 8 months, isn't it? It's like 8 months that he's been in.
8 months is not enough to turn a country round unless you're Donald Trump.
Yeah. Well, he can even turn it over though as well at the same time. Trump can.
Over and make a few bob. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He walked in and just threw the table upside down.
Yep, indeed.
But Gary Neville is one of his biggest supporters, and he's always, as far as I remember, him and his brother have always been very, very Labour, very, you know, big supporters of Labour. You know, like whenever I've seen like their stand on political views, it's always been very, very sort of left wing. But to me, I don't know if I can say this word, he's come across as a rat knob.
Yep, and loads of people have weighed in on him. Let's have a little clip, and let's have a look at the clip and see what he actually said, and let's go from there. We'll go with the short one first.
Funnily enough, on one of my development sites last week, there was a Union Jack flag put up, and I took it down instantly. And some people might be watching this and thinking, well, Gary, you're not very patriotic. I played for my country 85 times. I love my country. I love Manchester and I love England. But I've been building in this city for 15, 20 years, and there's no one put a Union Jack flag up in the last 15 to 20 years, so why do you need to put one up now?
All right, let's start with that one. So that one's where he's saying that he's been building in Manchester for the last 15 years. He's played for England 85 times. He's very patriotic, like, you know, he loves England. It does seem that, like, you know, he's taken down the Union Jack that was put on his building. Let me just defend Gary really quickly first. If you want to put your flags up, by all means, put your flags up. But if it's someone else's property, then they have the right to do what the hell they want. To be honest with you, you don't have a right. No one has a right to go up to your hotel and put something on top of it. Like, you know, if he owns it, it's his. He's got a right. I've got to defend him in that sense. Like, you know.
What have I said about all of this? If you want to put your flag up, put it up on your property, and that is nobody else's business. But like you say, if it's somebody else's property, he has every right to take it down. His reasoning for taking it down, it's what disgusts me. You know, these white, angry men that he's talking about that paid his wages for however many years while he was at Manchester United.
Yep. Let's go to that video really quickly, because then we can actually go straight into the prompt of what we're actually talking about right there. So Gary Neville, this is Gary Neville out walking, probably regretting he made this video, but let's have a look and see what Gary says.
And I just kept thinking as I was driving home last night that we're all being turned on each other.
We're all being turned on each
And
other.
Well, I agree
the
with
division that's being created is absolutely disgusting. Mainly created by angry, middle-aged white men who know exactly what they're doing.
So he says, just to paraphrase of him, he says that we're being divided at the minute mainly by angry middle-aged white men that know exactly what they're doing, trying to make people feel uncomfortable. What are your thoughts?
So the people that bought those hotels for him and went in, week out, to watch him play, by the way, allegedly great football. He was a great footballer. You was a mediocre footballer in a great team. Shush, right? You weren't that good. You were surrounded by excellence, which made you look good. Right, that's my 2 pence worth there. And also, those people are the people that bought your hotels, those white angry men that are putting those flags up. They're the ones that cheered you every time you walked onto that pitch when you were playing for your country. 84 times, not 85, but can I just say?
That was it.
84 times, right? They're the people. They're also the people that worked on your hotels and whatever you've got for minimum wage.
Your babes, your dress is falling down in the chat, by the way. Chloe, thanks, Chloe. Good looking out, Chloe. Okay. I think when he says that, he's talking about the people that actually divide. He's not talking about, I think it's very easy for people to hear it and assume that he's talking about every white person. He's not talking about every white person. He's talking, I think that's just, unfortunately, you guys have turned into snowflakes nowadays.
We really haven't.
You guys have turned into snowflakes nowadays. But Gary Neville is talking about the people that are out there trying to be divisive. We've all seen them, trying to be funny, and some people are being divisive. Like, we can't deny that there are middle-aged men doing it, and let's just be real as well. The one set of people, a white man, from Gary Neville in his space, he would have been in certain areas. So there's the locker room chat that he will hear. Most people, anyone that goes to football, that's been around the football business, knows what you're going to hear in the stands. Even till this day, where, it's all meant to be lovely, la-di-da-di-da. Even in this day, you have to bite your tongue a little bit when you go to football matches. People have told me that all the time. People tell me that all the time.
We had that in TikTok yesterday. So don't tell me it's still not going off. It's still going off. The jungle comment. We know it still goes off. Have you frozen?
No. Oh, no. So I was reading a comment. Someone's upset about you labeling Gary Neville a mediocre player. I must admit, with Gary Neville, as far as talent goes, as far as talent, natural ability, natural God-given a talent, he probably wasn't blessed with it. He wasn't ever a technical player. What you have to really respect Gary Neville is because he is one of these players that worked harder than everyone else. He got to where he got by working harder, being disciplined. Even till this day, Gary Neville says that he goes to bed at 9 o'clock. He's disciplined. He's regimented. He's done the sleep right. Gary Neville defending, he used to be a brilliant defender. To be fair, yes, he had Rio. Yes, he had Vidic. Yes, he had Stam. He was surrounded by great players for sure. But Gary Neville was he's what you call players could look up to Gary Neville because they look at him and they say he's not the fastest, he's not the quickest, he's not even the best defender, but he still made it for Man United. I don't know how many caps he got. I think it was 600 caps or something like that, maybe more. Someone correct me.
When I say mediocre football, I'm not slagging off his work rate, because from what I heard, he was the first on the training pitch and the last to leave. He was there on time. He was never late. He was never fined for any bad behaviour. He wasn't going out drinking with the lads. He wasn't a bad person. What I'm saying is he wasn't that natural talent, like you say. Yeah. Don't sit there and tell me that he was up there with Beckham and whatever. His work rate and massively.
Yeah,
I'm
always gonna defend Gary Neville. I'm always gonna defend him. So, what is your major gripe with him, Kitty? Break it down for me. What is your major gripe about what he said?
It's the fact that he's picking on white men. that paid his wages.
Can you stop being a snowflake? He didn't. He said white men, but he's talking about the white men that are actually out there doing the race baiting, doing the kind of things that he's talking about.
Using his platform, he's making other people feel bad.
Guys, I hope you guys are seeing this. Look at these snowflakes. The snowflakes. They heard white men, and they're all being snowflakes. They're all gone crazy. This is hilarious.
This is what I'm talking about. You know, when white people say something or do something, it's their first defense to call us racists. Instead of saying, let me hear your argument, and like we did yesterday, let me hear the argument, let's discuss it, let's talk about it. The first thing that the left do is go, well, you're all a bunch of racists and you're all the mustache man.
But are you under any doubt that there are certain people out there in like there's like, you know, if even if you're not a race, like I was thinking about this today. There's a lot of dog whistling going on, and there's big money in it now. People, it's no joke. There's big money. If you wanna push to the right and go down the X route where you just literally pick on black and brown people and Muslims, like, you know, if you want to do that, there's a great career for you. You're gonna make massive money from it, like, you know. But I was thinking about this today. Even if you're not a racist, but you do race baiting tactics to get views and get followers and spread hate, ideally, that's basically what you're doing. I would say that you're kind of on par with a racist anyway. Like, you know, even if you're not racist.
What did he do?
Who?
Gary Neville.
Explain. I don't know. What did he do?
Well, he got on his large platform.
Yeah.
And hateful comments towards white middle-aged men that he said that were racist because they were.
But again, Kitty, he didn't say every white middle-aged man, Kitty. He said the men that are out there that know exactly what they're doing, like, you know, and they happen to be middle-aged white men, like, you know.
But why can't we use our? What I'm saying is, he's got a big platform. He needs to be careful with what he's selling.
But isn't he saying the truth? Isn't there middle-aged white men out there right now race baiting? I could find you 1,000 of them on X right now that literally race bait all day long.
I totally agree, but everybody that is trying not to be, and we are literally trying to say we just want a bloody peaceful country, right?
Yeah.
We want to get on with everybody, but it's being absolutely bent over by the government and shafted.
Yeah.
Right? Is called a racist. When we're calling it out and saying, listen, we can't take any more. We cannot take it. You cannot take anything else from us.
Yeah. No, there's definitely, like, you know, like I said, I'm not left or right. I can listen to common sense, like, you know, and there are certain things on this side that I agree on, certain side, that side I agree on. But, you know, ultimately, like, we're in dangerous times. Like, you know, these flags are going up in areas and hate crimes are going up. Women are being attacked. Women are being SA'd.
Yeah,
you know, so you have to think about it. If you're sitting back looking at it from back here on the fence, so to speak, and you're saying, right, all right, nothing wrong with being British, nothing wrong with being proud of your flag, nothing wrong with flying it. One, just don't put it on someone else's property because that's not fair. If it's someone else's hotel, you don't have no right to go and pop your flag on there. That's not fair at all. And, you know, I can't remember what I was going to say. It was a good bloody point as well, but I'll leave you to it.
No, I totally agree. If it's not your property, you've got no right to put that flag up, right? And the council have every right to take it down because it falls down and falls on someone's car and they're then liable for accidents, right? I totally get that.
Sorry. Are you assuming the young lady that was SA'd? Are you assuming the young lady that was SA'd and was told it was because of her race that her perpetrators, her attackers, when you know what? I think she described them anyway. Someone's just put in the comments.
I will call those people out. I'm not afraid to say you are absolute scumbags and you do not represent me. You do not represent anything I stand for, and you do not represent what's behind that flag.
Yeah.
I don't care. Yeah. I will call them out. You are not standing for me. I am not behind you, whatever. I also don't like anybody that has the right to call names. Either side. Because the left are just as loony as well. They can go off on it. Right? I don't like it. I'm like you. I'm like in the middle.
I don't think someone's would get into, we're having some debates in here. People are talking about, if you're afraid of the flag, then you should leave. No one's scared of the flag.
Nobody's.
No one's scared of the flag. The fact that the matter is, like when we give people, like we've given everyone a benefit of the doubt. These flags have gone up. And people have gone, okay, let's just see it. Let's just be proud about it. But then when racial attacks start happening in them areas, and we can't hide from the fact, you can just go back in history. The far right, the proper far right, used the flag. What was the saying? There's no black in the Union Jack. These kind of. These flags were hijacked by the far right a long time ago, and it's still taking a little bit. And people, you've got people then you've got the sort of ethno kind of people that are talking about you can't be English if you're not white. That's a whole other thing. It's like, you give people the benefit of the doubt, but it's like, we know that there are certain people out there with certain views, real racist people, but they're the ones that don't even admit that they're racist. They're the ones that will make up they'll play word salad. No, it's not that. No, it's not this. No, it's not that. I prefer people to just come out and say what they are and own that stuff. But unfortunately, people are spineless. We have spineless racism in this country.
Yeah, I will agree with that. Right, I'm straight in the middle. Right. I don't agree with the left, I don't agree with the right. All I want to do is build this country back up to basically put the great back in Britain, right? That's what we need to do. We need to build it up. We need to stand together. We need to come. Even when you said the other day about finding a common ground that we can all come together with, and I know it's a horrible one to choose, but yeah, getting predators off the streets and maybe, doing that. Because nobody wants those on the streets. But we need to all come together. It's no point getting behind.
And that's another thing as well. That's another thing. To to the spineless racists that are out there that are committing attacks. Why are you attacking women? Why are you attacking women? That is just I was thinking about this the other day. They attack women, they attack schoolgirls. That shows exactly what you are, a spineless, racist coward as well. And probably a wife beater as well, to throw that on top. But let's go back to this Gary Neville calling middle-aged, saying that the country's been torn apart by middle-aged white men. This is the bit that Kitty hates. Kitty loves this bit. It's got her back right up. He's calling all white men racist. He didn't say
You're
that.
loving this because you've never seen me like this.
No, I just love showing. This how white people have become proper snowflakes. We used to get accused of it all the time. But now it's oh, you can't say that. It's racist. So what?
Can't be racist. You can't be racist either because you've got a white friend.
Oh, good God. I'm killing myself, but it's funny. Which ethnicity? I don't know what we're talking about over here.
Well, we was talking about Gary, and we was talking.
Yeah. All right. Let's listen to what Simon Jordan had to say about Gary Neville. We had some hard words for him. Let's listen to what Simon Jordan had to say. Oh.
I think it's astonishing, in the wake of an Islamist terror attack, that he decides to have a go at middle-aged white men. Maybe the angry middle-aged white men are the ones that worked on minimum wage inside his hotel. I don't know. I think he's a champagne socialist and a coward. I think it's a dreadful thing to have said.
How is he a coward?
Well, I think the real issue is about radical Islamist extremism, and he doesn't have the balls to call it out for what it is, rather than suggest that people that are challenged in our country about what's happening, he's insulated from these things. He doesn't have to worry about these things.
That does seem like a well, it's a reality as well. You can have these celebrities that are all for you can have these celebrities that are all for diversity and everything. Not to say I'm not for diversity and stuff, but they're all for it. But they're not on the ground, so to speak. They live in a sheltered world. It was interesting that he jumped straight into sort of the Islamophobia kind of stuff, where he said we should be calling it out. I think Gary Neville's talking about what's happening. We're all seeing it. Everyone is getting pulled apart at the minute. We are all literally seeing the race baiting that's going on. Radical, and everyone knows what a dog whistle is. Everyone knows what a dog whistle is, but you lot are making making people hundreds of thousands of pounds on X just going over and freaking like just going down the freaking the dog whistle path. Like it's hilarious, really. But
Gary has done exactly what the far right are doing. He's using his platform to rage bait as such. Did he really think that he wasn't going to get a comeback on all of that? Like, we was all going to go, well, if Gary Neville says it, then it must be right. There's a reason you're not allowed in Nottingham Forest, and this is it, because you've got a big gob.
all those middle-aged white men.
And a big man that doesn't like you now.
Oh, good God.
But yeah, he's known for opening his mouth at the wrong time and saying the wrong thing, and he's done it again. He's offending his bread and butter, and that's what it was. It was his bread and butter. You have a large platform. If that's your view, take the flag down. You don't have to announce it. Just do it.
Yeah, but I think people need a reality check though from that to think that you could. To think that you can go around and find someone's lovely hotel which they've built and decide you want to put one of your flags on it. Like I think at least go and ask permission from the owner. At the very least, and this is what people need to understand as well. There's a massive class system in England, everywhere, but in England there's a massive class system, and some people that live in lovely areas, they're not interested in all these flags. For them, it looks scummy and it looks trashy. Nothing wrong with having a flag up here and there, but to these well-to-do people, you're not going to see them unless they're running some sort of some sort of game where they want to whip up some views and stuff like that. But most people. Gary Neville's finished now. Gary Neville's not finished now. What are you on about? Gary Neville's finished.
Oh, did he even start? No. There. Listen, at the end of the day, to me, he has every right to take that flag down. That property is not theirs. He doesn't want flags in his very boutique hotel, I would imagine. It's very beautiful and very chic and bougie and whatever. Yeah. I totally get it, but he didn't need to announce it. He didn't. To announce it. That's my point.
He didn't need to trigger you you middle-aged white men.
That's my bread and butter there.
Guys,
he just didn't need to. And I am not taking a reality check from Gary Neville.
Yeah.
Who's worth millions and millions of pounds. Yeah. Like you said, owns boutique hotels. You are not teaching me a lesson, love. You are not sitting in your do you know he bought a Bentley after he left football because he could? You're not sitting, right, in that Bentley telling me how I should be in my life. And that there are...
I don't think he is, though. I don't think he is.
I'm listening to dog whistles and being torn apart by the right and the left.
No, but I think we all are to an extent. We can't help it. It's like it's all around us now. There's a reason Netanyahu is paying £7,000 a video to certain people on TikTok and on X as well. They're getting big money just to push an agenda. So those agendas have outcomes. Donald Trump got into office basically through social media and this sort of stuff. So bigger platforms, obviously, guys. But Donald Trump, social media is what connected him to the people. Why he's able to get his views. She's so dramatic. He's got to deal with YouTube. Gary will be fine because this is what Gary can say. Gary Neville and any one of you can go on X right now and see who's doing the dog whistling on X right now. And when I say dog whistling, all I mean is what they do is they find any crime that a black person commits, an Asian person commits, anyone of color, anyone that's not white, they will put it on their feed and they'll get hundreds and thousands of views. Hundreds and thousands of views.
But then you've got the other side that they dog whistle too, right?
Mr. Nice Guy, just type it into Google. That bigger podcast than me have done it, and I've done reviews on this video on that.
Dog whistling too with the look at these, they're all racists and blah blah blah. They've taken the flag and they've turned it into this and that. So it is on both sides. But we're intelligent enough, most of us, to be down the middle and just say, do you know what? All we want to do is make this country safe. Make it so that women and children and everybody can live safely. Because We're not living safely.
Yeah.
We've got no money. We're absolutely broke. And we've got Gary Neville sitting in his boutique hotel telling us what we should do. Well, do you know what, Gary? You can take that flag and shove it right up your left
Yeah.
wing.
Yeah, and someone's just put there. I'm old enough to remember being hospitalised by people flying that flag and wearing that flag. Like that used to be like. And this is the thing. It's gonna take it like for those people. It's gonna take a long time to sort of like
I totally agree.
It's really hard to, like if you're chased by a bunch of middle-aged white men with England flags on and all the sort of football gear on. It's going to be very hard to differentiate between another bunch of people at the march and stuff like that.
I totally agree with you. And there are those people that have probably got PTSD from that.
Of course they have.
And I am in agreement. They don't talk for me, those people. They do not represent me. But I want to take the flag back for good. I want to take it back as a symbolisation of us all coming together, a symbolisation of unity between us all, not the far right, not the far left, of Great Britain, of people that live here and just want to work and they want to do this and they want to be able to pay the gas bill and they just want to be able to go and, if somebody's got cancer, go to the NHS and get it cured. I want.
Yeah.
This is my manifesto for today.
All right.
I want unity in this country. I want tolerance.
All right. We're talking about tolerance. Let's get Katie Hopkins' opinion on this matter. Let's get Katie Hopkins up here and see what she's got to say about it.
Breaking news, not quite in batshit bonkers Britain and in yet another time zone. However, Gary Neville, you do not escape my attention. You obviously decided there was a cunt-sized hole in the market, what with the departure of Gary Lineker. So you waded on in talking about the synagogue and the attack on Jews in Manchester. Now, did you blame the alleged rapey jihadi guy who conducted the attack? Did you blame the black and white tea towel pro-Pally brigade that have incited this kind of behaviour? No.
Right, break it down because I haven't seen this one.
She just basically went on a rant, and basically. She basically said what you can imagine what she said. Really, to be fair.
To mine.
Yeah. Yes. She had some colourful words for Gary. It was mainly an attack on Gary Neville. He's a disgrace. He wore the England shirt for years. I always knew he was a traitor. What on earth are you talking about?
I don't think he's a traitor. I just.
Yeah. So let's just get. So Gary Neville, what he said is, he says that we're being pulled apart at the minute. People are trying to rage bait, race bait, dog whistle, which is all true. And then he says he names the perpetrators, and he says that it's middle-aged white men that are doing it, and they know what they're doing. And when you watch a video, like I don't know if any of you have seen the video, there's the video of the guy's paint. There's a guy with a roller, and he's painting England flags outside the houses and outside the hotel. He does it outside some shops and a Chinese shop, and then one of the guy actually filming shouts, "Rag, you know what,
Oh.
and to a woman as well, classic standards, like always attacking women on their own, never men. People are gonna look at that and they're gonna say, right, well, Gary Neville can go on X right now and show you at least like they're all doing it. Like it's big business now. They're all doing it. Just going on X. Gary Neville can point out countless middle-aged white men that are doing it all day long. You watched that one clip and made your assumption.
With me?
No, I don't know.
He's doing it the other way. I just don't think that this is his platform to do it, and it's his mouth every time that gets him into trouble. This is why I allowed him.
Because we are seeing all this rage baiting at the minute. We're seeing it, and I know why we're seeing it. As you said, everyone's getting poorer. Like, the rich are getting richer and the poorer are getting poorer. Like, and even the people that are just like working, doing well still, even they have to work to keep up. I went shopping the other day and I actually it's the first time I'd been shopping in years to buy food shopping and stuff. I couldn't believe how expensive the food is and stuff. I was sitting there thinking to myself, good God, good God, this is really expensive. People on benefits and stuff must be really struggling with this, man.
Yeah. Do you know the thing that really shocked me? I went into the shop the other day to buy some gravy.
Yeah.
and it was 2 for a fiver. And I was like, 2 pots of gravy for £5. How do you charge that for gravy? You know, years ago it used to be £1 at the most. And I'm just thinking to myself, the little things like that,
Yeah.
they all add up, don't they? You know, like you.
Someone's put, we're all struggling while we're paying for illegal immigrants in hotels. What I would say to you is that's obviously true. No, like, you know, I'm not one of these people that thinks it's okay for people to be coming and jumping in hotels and stuff. I'm not one of these people that say that. But even if they weren't jumping in hotels, do you think you'd be any better off? The government don't care about us. Like, you know, there's an elite people up there, and they don't give a damn about us. And the scary thing, you lot are worried now, because obviously what we're seeing is like kind of what Nimbus was saying yesterday. You know, white men seem to be like getting pushed out. They're seeming to have to compete a little bit harder now for what they've got. You wait until the robots and the AI starts coming in. I don't know. They're going to have to come up with some sort of like universal sort of benefit for people, because when these robots start coming, and then when these AI software starts getting implemented, like, you know, there's certain, like, even like podcasts are going to get taken over. Like, you know, you can have someone that's just like and it can be any, they can make any character they want, you know, sit there, talk to you, talk about anything factually, like, you know, it's, right, you like having your own conversations up in there. The government giving PPE contracts to their friends. 100. This is it, guys. This is it. The government are always going to steal from us. They don't care about the little man. They don't care about the little man. Like, you know, the government.
I said, I don't blame this government. I blame the government. Every government that's gone before, I would say from Tony Blair really up to now, has literally pocketed everything. Everything. Well, did you read that thing that I sent you about apparently Tony Blair's son is the person that owns the company that's going to be doing the digital IDs?
It wouldn't surprise me. And Tony Blair's going to be the new. It sounds like Tony Blair's got a new presidency coming up in Gaza. He's going to be the president of Gaza.
Exactly. So you know, one of the
that is just wrong, man.
Yeah, you know,
these people.
That liar. Anything that can go off.
Yeah, these people are. Hey, roll me. How we doing, buddy? These people are sick. Like, for Tony Blair to come out and recently and admit that he was wrong to send us to war and take us there, and be responsible for 1 million deaths, how many English troops died, how many American troops died, like, you know, everyone that got involved in that pointless war, an illegal war, and then now they're talking about putting him in as the president of Gaza. That is nuts. That is just nuts.
No, that man's evil. That man's evil. If he can say what he did, causing all that death, and not and still sleep at night, that man is evil.
Yeah.
And he needs to be
but that should be. But this is it, guys. When like I spoke about the cost of living. When someone automatically someone came in and said, you know, yes, we're all struggling, but we got money to spend on illegal immigrants. Why do you think they're bringing them here? The government are allowing it to happen to bring them here. Why do you think they're doing that? They're doing that so you can blame the immigrants rather than government policies. Like, you know, that's what they're doing. It's so obvious to see, but you lot are freaking falling for it. Why are you lot falling for it? Like, you know, you think the government's that stupid? You think we're that nice? You know, if you look back at our history, are we this lovely, nice people that just want to bring loads of people over and stuff? Like, they're doing it so for exactly that reason. So rather than you being angry at the government, you're angry at the immigrants. It's so stupid. And
do you know what? We've got the greatest navy in the world, the greatest navy, and everybody will say that we've got the great. If we didn't want them, that navy would be in the channel, turning them around and sending them back. Believe me. Believe me, we have the greatest navy in the world, although the Americans will argue about that, but I will say this.
Please, I want to be white, not black. Why do people say that? Like, I don't know, what have I said? I think I'm quite balanced in most of the things I say. I don't know why people say that. I get it a lot.
Do you know what? You can't have an opinion that is just a little bit in the middle without people calling you something like, you know, like Oreo or coconut or whatever. He's allowed that. He's an Englishman. Just because of the colour of his skin, it doesn't make him less English or
Yeah.
or British.
Yeah.
This is what you've got to get out your heads. Stop looking at the colour of skin and start looking at the fact that these people, these are your neighbours, these are your friends, these are the people
Yeah.
you went to school with. For God's sake, come on.
He ain't no Englishman. Oh, it's sad. Like, you know, it's really sad when it gets to that point. Like, you know, you're no English. You can't be English unless you're white. Like, you're like me. Like, you know, it's honestly, it's so stupid. So never mind.
Let's upset them a little bit more. I'm half Chinese. Yeah, put that in your pipe.
Do you know what? Do you know what's quite funny as well? What's quite funny is, you know, when people are making up all these, I've heard it all. People are saying why black and brown people can't be English, and they say no, you've got to be able to trace your blood roots all the way back. I would dare anyone to do an ancestor DNA test. You'll actually find that, you know, most people have got all different types of DNA in their bodies, which would under your guidelines, which would qualify them. But we all know what you really mean, and you're showing what you really are. Like, you know, you think that you have to be white to be English, like, you know, and that's what you think. And God knows, maybe your mum told you that, maybe your dad told you that. I don't know.
I don't understand that. And I told you the other day, like I say, I was talking to my friend and he said, not everybody thinks like you, Kit. You know, it's because I'm like, I don't understand why people aren't embracing the fact that these are your neighbours, they're English, they're British. You know, it doesn't matter about the colour.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
like you, sweetie. So
Yeah. And also as well, it's like, you know, the people that have all the time in the world to be doing nothing basically but blaming immigrants for their life and why their life isn't good. You know, your life ain't gonna get any better unless you make it better. Like, you know, your life, no one's life is. Unfortunately, now we're in a situation where you just gotta hustle and try and make your money and get out there so you can enjoy start enjoying life. But it's hard. Everyone's trying to do it, but some people are just sat on their armchair, like, you know, can't work, got bad back, and I got mental health problems, and that's why I can't work. And I'm still, and you know, young people as well. Like, you know, the stats for our young people, I think half of our young people aren't working. You know, and the amount of people that are struggling with their mental health and all the rest of it. Like, you know, everyone's struggling with their mental health. Like, you know, you can't, like, that's what, you know, just you have to.
Bravey, for God's sake, come on.
Yeah, I know, and I think I saw ketchup or something like that was like £4. Like, I was like, woof, woof.
Staples in every person's thing, and
But-
you can't afford them.
Yeah, but guys, it's the government doing these things that will make you but they know you're so unfortunately you're programmed. To get to an estate now where you're blaming immigrants coming over on a boat for why your life isn't great, that you've already been programmed. They've already done you. You're basically just like you're just in the Matrix, basically living it. Say, look, look. This. So like we're gonna kill 100 of you over here, and then we're just gonna bring 1,000 immigrants over, and then you're gonna blame the immigrants. Like, you know, it's just it's really stupid. Like, you know, but you know.
And also, if you're going to keep saying that it's a Christian country, go to church.
Yeah. And that's it as well. That's it as well. That's it as well, guys. You know, what is English culture? Tell me what English culture is. What makes a good Englishman? What is English culture? Because that's something that I keep hearing about at the minute. Tell me, Kitty, in your words, or anyone in chat, what is English culture? What makes you English? Tell me.
Watching England lose at penalties. Fish and chips. Sort of English culture, tea, sort of civilized. You know, we are quite civilized. We queue a lot. We do like to queue a lot. We're very polite. We're good at war. I think we're very good at war, or starting them.
We got some funny ones. Sitting on Swedish sofa, drinking Irish beer, watching Japanese TV.
Exactly.
Doesn't sound, and you know, and I think some people. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's scary because when people are trying to say, "Oh no," that's what it's scary because like it doesn't seem like Christianity. It doesn't seem like Christianity is at the forefront of these English values, so to speak. Like, you know, what pleases Joe Bloggs down the road and Billy Bob on hair with a funny picture is you just have to be white. That's it. That's an Englishman, a white man. Like, you know, and that's why, unfortunately, with no proper culture and no proper values, like if you're saying this is a Christian country and you're not even going to church and following the practices, like, you know, you know, most of these people don't even read the Bible. Like, you know, then, you know, when Islam comes along and it's something that people are devoted to, like they are devoted to that religion, like, you know, they are devoted to it. It's a religion they follow. There's no bending. They follow every single word. That's why some people respect it more, because, like, you know, there are people that will kill you over that thing. You play around with that book online, and there are people that will they believe so much and they have that strong faith about it. Like, you know,
What I will say is there has to be more tolerance from that side as well.
yeah, for sure.
If you're in another country, and I'm not just talking about the UK, I'm talking about the
Yeah.
USA, I'm talking, you know, you've gone there to settle.
Yeah.
And there is a big community of you guys, and I am not saying that you can't practice your own faith. Practice your own faith all day. But on the outside of the world, you've got to be a little bit tolerant of other people's beliefs. Where the British people are saying, yeah, you can go and practice your faith, blah, blah, blah. And if I go to your country, I'll do everything you say. I'll cover my head, I'll cover my shoulders, you know, walking. If you come into another country, you've got to be tolerant to their ways of living. I'm not going to say culture, I'm going to say ways of living.
But you know, we've got some scumbags in our society, like, you know, like, and if you just look around, and they probably look more like you, that, like, you know, we've got some real scumbags like you. What, unfortunately, it's always the lowest of the lowest on the social economic ladder that get tired of it. Look at them, they're scummy, they're chavs, they're on benefits, like, you know, look at them, they burn things in their garden and stuff like that, you know. Like I said as well, I'm seeing all these things about people, like, I can't remember what MP it was that broke the internet today. He said that he went to Birmingham and he didn't see any white people and stuff like that. Listen, guys, if you keep leaving your areas when black and brown people move in, you got no words to say. You got, like, you know, for me, that is the most cowardly thing you can do. Just leave the area because a few black and brown people turn up. If you do that, you won't have a country. And they'll say, right, they don't want to live with us, we don't want to live with you. Boom. And now you lot are crying because we're thriving and you lot are broke. That's ultimately, that is what it is. If all these people were rich and making loads of money, living their best life, you know, I don't think they'd have much time to be painting flags on people's walls and stuff like that. I don't think they'd have that much time. But
you know, the bloke, I don't know if I told you, in Nottingham we have one of the biggest fairs in the country, and it comes every year. And there is an antique goose that is put in the middle of this roundabout. It's white. It's called Goose Fair. They've only gone and painted that. It's an antique.
Yeah. And that comes down to vandalism as well, like, you know, that comes down, and this unfortunately, with all these sort of like patriot men, there's always seems to be a criminal element to it. Like, you find out they've got a rap sheet as long as your arm, they're wife beaters, like, you know. And, you know, going back to Gary Neville, like, obviously what tickled you, Kitty, was obviously that he said white middle-aged men are dividing the country, and they're trying to race bait, they're trying to do all these things. I know that one tickled your boat, but Gary Neville can go on. Gary Neville can say, right, come over here, mate. He can literally set a seminar up and say, right, let's go on X right now and let's see who's doing the race baiting, like, you know. And some of these people, their minds are so programmed. And their minds are so programmed to hate everyone that don't look like them, by their family, by whatever. Some of them can't see that this guy is only showing you what black and brown people do every single day down his post.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, my point being that it's both sides that do the baiting. It's not just the right. The left are doing it as well. And I'm talking about the loony left. You know what I'm talking about.
But what are the loony left doing in terms of, like, you know, in terms of baiting?
Went at that rally was a racist.
Yeah, that's lazy, and that's lazy. That's lazy. That is lazy to label everyone that, like, you know, we can all agree.
There is bad on both sides. I'm not saying that either side is right. I'm just saying there is bad on both sides, and we need to stop it. Stop arguing between ourselves and just come together. Your idea is great. Let's just get rid of all the sexual predators. Let's all come together and do that.
So someone's just done your favourite line. Not everyone there was racist. Not everyone's racist, but all the racists were there, and that's very true. That is very true, guys. That is very true. And unfortunately, guys, you know, we have in England, we suffer with spineless racism, like, and with rightly so, because there are consequences for your actions, like especially people that are trying to go and burn down that place, like that's 2 years in prison now, like and then they're crying about it. We got no free speech. We can't say we want to burn down a hotel with people in it, like and that's how stupid it sounds, unfortunately, as well. Kitty, do you want to?
Yeah, I totally agree. Listen, there was racists there. We saw them, right? We saw idiots there. We saw them. We went specifically to see what was going off. We saw them, but not everybody that was there for that. A lot of us are just absolutely fed up. Fed up.
What do you mean by that? The spy in the sky, not so nice when the shoe's on the other foot. I don't know what you mean by that. No. But these guys is having their own comments in here, like. But fed up of what? They want us to get back together against the government while promoting terrible reform government. Yeah, and unfortunately, it does seem like reform are going to get in. Like it does seem like reform are going to get in, guys. Like we've got another 3 years of Starmer. Let's see what he can do, and people are moaning about Starmer But I think it was the Tories before that were in power. They weren't processing the applications for these. So he come in, he's like, right, what do you want me to do? I've got to literally start processing these applications. So in his mind, I haven't seen, like, looking at him, I can't think of any policies, like, obviously taking pensions and the heating bills and all that sort of stuff is obviously not right. But ultimately, guys, these politicians are bought and paid for. Like, bought and paid for people, and all they have to do is keep piling immigrants in on boats, and you lot, rather than blaming the government for robbing you blind, you're going to blame the people coming in on boats. It's done by plan. Like, what if you lot just... rightly so. If one of these guys comes there and commits a crime, they should be treated with the iron fists. Like they should the hand of the there should be new laws in place to punish people that commit crimes when they come here. Like it's the biggest mockery ever you come into a country and we're giving you stuff, we're looking after you, and then you repay us by do it. But this is why there's no.
Country. You're a guest in the country. Treat it.
100%. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, 9 Tories have defected over. Yeah, I've seen that today. But what's that say about their politicians? That they're so keen to be in power, they'll just jump ship whenever they want. Just like Nigel Farage as well, to be honest. How many parties has he been part of? Like they'll just jump ship.
Careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. I think Nigel Farage is a dodgy one. I don't want him in. Listen, I don't like Labour. I'll never ever vote Conservatives because I'm the daughter of a minor.
100% the blessed one. That they should have. If you want to protest, go outside Downing Street. That's where you should be. Like they are loving it. They are. You couldn't make it up. Right, we're in absolute crap at the minute. This is the conversation they will be having. We're in absolute crap at the minute. The prices are going up. People are poorer. We're getting richer. We're getting £1 lovely first-class dinners that are in Parliament over here. We're getting all this great stuff. They're getting poorer and poorer. What are we going to do to stop them from killing us? We'll bring a whole load of immigrants in, and they'll blame the immigrants. Literally, they would have had that exact conversation, guys, and you lot are fallen from it.
It's been a way of society, right? The Windrush, the Irish, the Asians in the 80s and 90s. It's always been, they've given us somebody to hate. Every generation has had someone to hate, and they're doing it again with these immigrants. We've got to hate them because they're coming in and they're taking all your money that you should be getting. You won't be getting it. It'd be going in their pockets, and it probably already is, because they own the hotels
they either own the hotels, or they know someone that owns them, and then they get a backhander. Like, you couldn't make it up. So but it just goes to show you guys how greedy these people are in power. Seriously, like, until we are all united without any sort of agenda, because like it does seem like people have got their agendas, like, until we all unite and say, right, we're going to come together and we're going to stop this crap from happening. Like, all sorts of crap. Like, why is the price of all this food? Why is the price of food gone up like double now? I want it done like, Donald Trump style leadership we kind of need. Like, not Donald Trump, but we need that kind of leadership where someone just says, right, cut the prices right now. Cut the prices right now. You're taking the pee. That's what we need. But rather than anyone really getting angry at that, you know, they're going to go and spend their money, their last bit of money to go get a train or share a car share and go freaking outside hotels like with their things. Like,
You and I mean, I'll never forget that guy that was telling us about he makes a day out of it. He says, me and the wife, he says, we take some sandwiches when you were talking to him.
Yep.
He was like, we take sandwiches, we get together, we have a sing song, and I was like, it's a day out.
See, guys, I shouldn't really say this because this is probably something really dangerous to say, but if let's just say this, guys, if all of us just sort of united together, we can't beat the politicians. Not the way, not with our vote, not like that. If we all fundamentally want the same things, like, you know, we want better living standards, we want to live in nice areas, we want our families to be nice and safe, like, you know, we don't want to be charged loads of freaking interest rates on loans and stuff like that. If the people got together and set their own bank up, guys, like, and everyone put their money in that bank, we would kill listen to the irony of this, guys. So we have all these banks this is really dangerous talk, guys. Remember, I'm not suicidal, guys. We have all these banks that we all go to work and put our money in. They have all these leaders in the bank and they earn loads of bonuses and stuff like that. Their bonuses are off our money. Like, you know, why don't we, the people, own the bank? So if there's any profit, that profit goes back into the people. Why not do that? I wonder why that's not a popular thing to do.
And also, can we do that other thing that you suggested as well with the pharmaceuticals? Can we own them as well, please? And you know,
exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that. Someone said be careful and things like that. I didn't want to say it, but I feel like we're at this place, guys. If you all think about it, like, you know, like, and Putin, he killed it with when they tried to sanction him for McDonald's and stuff like that. They said, right, you better stop this war in McDonald's. You better stop this war, otherwise we're gonna pull out all our McDonald's stores. My man said, take your stores and get out of here. We already know the recipe. It's our people cooking the food anyway. We're just going to call it Putin Happy Meals or whatever. Yeah. You take and then all the profits from McDonald's, well, Putin's McDonald's, go straight to the people. Like, you know.
Yeah, we've got Boots. Boots is one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world. We have the resources to build and do the whole pharmaceutical thing, right? And we could just do it ourselves. We're an island. We can grow food. We can do this. We can actually sell
exactly the fruit. Like, you know, who wants to? Someone trying to. I was thinking about that as well. Like, you know, how much would it take? How much would it take to build our own farm somewhere? Buy a farm, build our own farm, grow our own vegetables and fruit and stuff like that, and then sell it at cost, like just above cost price, so that obviously the farm can maintain itself. But we would own it, and then we wouldn't be paying. Like, I went and bought some pears or something the other day. You got 5 pears, and I think I paid like £3 for it. Like, you know, and it just doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't make sense. Cars.
Yeah, they would certainly infiltrate it, mate. They honestly. If my platform was bigger, I'd be more worried about saying stuff like this. But, you know, I think, sorry, Q.
No, I'm just saying, you know, people say, oh, well, I like my Mercedes, it's a German car. We can build them over here. We've got the plants, they're still there, they're still sat there. Some of these buildings are still sat there where we had our own cars, Ford and whatever. We had our own building. We can do it. We can build our...
Just remember, guys, I'm not suicidal, okay? But my thinking is that the people should own their own bank. There should be one bank in England, and that should be the People's Bank, owned by us, owned by the taxpayers, with low rate loans, low rate mortgages, because we own it. If there's just one, imagine if there was just one bank, we just kicked all the other banks out and said, right, just one bank now, and it's the British People's Bank, and we're all going to share in these profits and these dividends, and, you know, we're going to benefit the people, like, you know, all for us, like, you know, kick all those banks out, all these bankers that are earning, I don't know, what sort of bonus is a banker going to get?
Exactly. No,
you can't help some people. If someone says, "Are you a communist?" How like, you know? So you prefer you prefer someone, you said, so Kia over there, ironic. You'd prefer Barclays, NatWest, Halifax, all of us, all getting taxpayers' money that work in this country. You'd prefer their bankers to earn the bonuses and keep it for them, rather than the government owning rather than the government owning a bank and collecting all the profits and then distributing it back into the people. Like, how can you argue that? Like, I don't get it.
That's not communism. That's common sense. There's common sense. We need to put the great back in Britain. I'm sorry to keep saying the slogan, but that's going to be the slogan.
I might not be explaining that the best way, but I can't see why. I can't see the benefit of and this is what it is. Well, this is the dangerous side of it, guys. Like, the pharmaceutical companies. These companies. If you have a look at these pharmaceutical companies and you see the side effects and people that just flat right just drop dead, people just flat right drop dead, blood clots, fully healthy people and stuff like that. It's no joke. When you have pharmaceutical companies that only make money when people are sick, guess what? It's less likely for them to find cures.
Exactly. We're not conspiracy theorists, but it makes sense, really. It's common sense.
I didn't say it. I just want to say for the record, guys, I didn't say any of these things. Someone made me say it. Kitty made me say it. Gary Neville did it. Gary Neville influenced me.
Neville's fault. That's out at Forest.
No, 100%. The boats will work. All that will happen. People can't even. People are so angry at the minute. All they'll see is the boats. They just want to be angry. Just be angry at the boats. People coming over in the boats. The government. Do you really think if the government wanted to, they couldn't stop people coming over in dinghies? Do you really think they couldn't stop them? It's an absolute joke. They're doing it because rather than us uniting and getting behind each other, they'll prefer to bring people in from war-torn countries that we've blown up. Most of the Middle East we've been blown up and destroyed, thanks to I won't say who, but yeah. And then these people are coming over, and then I heard someone today talking about it. Some people are coming over with gripes. They destroyed our country, so we're coming over to destroy yours. There is some people coming over. That is an attitude that's being shared, unfortunately, but I don't know. Yeah, Sam MP. Sorry, Sam. Where is Sam? You expect those boats, immigrants to work? I don't know, mate. I don't know.
We do need to be a little bit more forceful with these immigrants if we don't want them. Maybe, when we start this new party, by the way, I'm not suicidal either. When we start this new party, maybe that's something we can look at, that you don't get benefits when you come. And if you do want money, you can work for it. You can go and clean the streets and you can...
No, my system on immigration would be very simple, and it would be worldwide. I would have I don't know what the number is. We take about people moan about people coming over on boats. It's only about 50,000. I think over 1 million people come every single year, don't they? Anyway, so my thing would be I would have migration, but it would be on a merit system. People coming over would be vetted, and it would be family people coming over. There'll be a vetting system, and I would make it fair so it's open to everyone all over, because in certain countries there's no legal there's no legal process for them to apply to come and stay in our country. So that's why they have to jump in boats. Yes, obviously England is the ticket, that's the meal ticket. You want to get to England, you want the new iPhone and the new and the lovely hotel. But yeah.
Go back. Don't forget the 2000.
Kitty, I think we're done with our YouTube show. Do you want to come over for 10 minutes over here?
Go on, I'll go on.
Okay, guys, we're just going to play our little intro song while Kitty changes over. Everyone that's on YouTube, TikTok, not TikTok, sorry. TikTok, you stay there. TikTok, we're staying.
It's the Brutsy and Kitty show. We're spilling the tea and it's hot like steam. Brutsy and Kitty, we